कैसे भाईजान तबीयत खैर जज़ाकल्लाह खैर माशाअल्लाह गुड अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह माशाअल्लाह can you come close a little bit
You can sit there.
come bismillah come close
Go there.
come
Everybody walk over, many people will come. Get on with it.
actually I am a visitor here sometimes this might be not relevant to this part of the location because you are living in the high developed land. Sometimes we need some advice on that particular special area and everyone need without any different spiritual guidance wherever we are. This can be a third world country or first world country, no problem. Islamic country or non-Islamic country. Everyone need a spiritual guidance. That is common for the women, for the men, everyone. Sometimes we need some kind of guideline, advice about our family life. About our family life. Our family is a family institution. That is an institution. That we have to protect that. If business collapsed, our source of income is collapsed. If our family collapsed, everything collapsed. Most of the people so concerned about the business, but they don't have even though small percentage of concentration about their family. End of the day, family is our backbone.
Sound little bit up.
Okay, good, nice. Good, nice. Jazakallah khair. End of the day, our family life is a big task for us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned about the family life in the Holy Quran in so many ways. Some examples, some advice, some warning. You protect your family life. Sometimes we need advice about our halal income. Source of income have to be halal. Source of income have to be a halal. Sometimes we might say, MashaAllah, I never dealing with the sood, with interest. MashaAllah, I will never cheat anyone. Alhamdulillah, good. I didn't take any other people's property or wealth without their knowledge. I mean that I never thief anything. People might say something. But haram, halal is not only limited on these three areas. It's a vast. It's a vast, big area. One scholar saying, his father passed away. He is one of the biggest leading scholar in the world, Islamic world. He passed away. He was saying that he wrote me that in his book. Sometime we have to learn the religion not only from the books, from the people's life. From the people's life. There's a two way to learn the Islam. One is a Kitabullah, one is a Rijalullah. Sometimes we can learn from the Kitabullah. Sometimes we are learning from the Rijalullah. We are asking from Almighty Allah guidance. Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. Allah guide us straight path. Which path? Straight path. The Surah Al-Fatiha giving us an introduction about the right path. What is the righteous path? That is never said the Surah Al-Fatiha, Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim, sirat al-Quran. Sirat al-Quran. La. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم من النبيين والصديقين والشهداء والصالحين. As we need for Kitabullah, we need for the Rijalullah. Sometimes the Holy Quran, given the Tafsir Holy Quran, they will give their life will give us an interpretation for the Quran. A scholar saying his father passed away. He's a very popular person in the world, Islamic world. His father's teacher, he also came for the janazah. Father passed away. The father's teacher also in the janazah. Everything over janazahs, Farli Kifaya, the janazah, everything finished. The funeral matters, everything finished over. His father's a teacher, he overnight stay on their house. MashaAllah. After late night, he asked from this scholar, my dear son, I'm having the headache. Can you give me some Panadol, something as a first aid to my headache? He straight away went to his father's home. He took his father's medicine box. There was a Panadol, something. He mentioned to him, this is my father's medicine. This is the medicines my father was using. You take it. Then that scholar saying for this young scholar, oh my dear son, this is a property of inheritance. This is a property of inheritance. We cannot use it. This had to go for under the Almighty Allah's distributions. Even though Panadol, للرجال نصيب مما ترك الوالدان والأقربون وللنساء نصيب مما ترك الوالدان والأقربون مما قل أو كثر. If that can be a little or more, Allah saying little. What's the meaning of little? Even though Panadol? This had to be divided according to the Quranic guidance. Subhanallah. Haram, halal is not limited on with the sood, with the riba, with the cheating only. This area, very vast area. Just I'm asking a small example from your brother. Alhamdulillah, a nikah took place in the masjid, the fourth floor here. MashaAllah, barakallah. Wonderful, nice. People gathered here. There was a bayan, there was a khutbah, there was a mashallah, refreshment, everything served. Everyone asked, congratulations, barakah, barakallahu laka wa baraka alayk. Jama'a bainakuma fi khair. Everything made the dua, mashallah. Alhamdulillah, very nice boy. very blessed girl in the second floor, boy in a husband in the fourth floor. Nikah taken place here, everything is done. In Japan, is this what called legal form. We don't have any legality here. We have to go for the office. We have to go to the office for the registration. Islamic marriage took place where? In the masjid. In the masjid. Okay, done. The father-in-law came forward. He told, I will give you my daughter in a marriage for you. He said, Qabiltu nikahaha. That's all. Khalas. Nothing any legal bond. Only the word. Okay. When the husband, boy, came out from this door, he fell down. For example, I'm saying, he fell down, he passed away. This can happen, no? Then can you tell me what is the law now? What is Islamic law? Immediately? Okay, brother saying the sister had to perform the iddah immediately, 4 months and 10 days. Because word is given, he accept, this is my lovely, legal full wife. Okay, that is one thing. Other thing?
Property.
Whose property?
Husband.
How many percent?
3%.
25% owned by her immediately. Immediately. This happened, he passed away, 25% of the property, the wealth, owned by whom? By that girl. 25, not 2.5%. Huh? Who will give that? The husband's family had to calculate everything. They had to say, this is not belong to us, this belong to you, take it. In which culture or in which country or which society they will practice this hadith, this Quranic ayah? If we are not ready to practice, brother, we don't have an eligibility to recite the Quran also. If we are not willing to, not ready to practice this amal, we are not entitled to recite the Quran. Quran is not given to recite only. Quran given to practice. Husband passed away, even though he didn't take his hair and recite the dua, Allahumma inni as'aluka khayraha wa a'udhu bika min sharriha wa a'udhu bika min sharri ma jubillat alayha. So he never said anything. Only father-in-law said, I give you my daughter, my beloved daughter on marriage to you. He said, accept at all. 4 months and 10 days had to perform the iddah, that is one. Second thing, what? 25% of the property is owned by her immediately. Father-in-law had to take the accountability, distribute the wealth, give the 25% for that daughter. That daughter going to be for him, for the father-in-law, as a mahram till Qiyamah. That cannot be break. This is Islamic teaching, brother. Our source of income had to halal, meaning that is not only what? Not only limited with their sood, with interest, with their cheating, with some kind of thing. This is a vast area. For example, I'm saying about the example from Sri Lanka, Sri Lankan method example. We are using this whole electrical power. This is a paid or we will pay later. Pay later. Sri Lanka also same thing. In some country you have to pay early, prepaid. Okay, we are paying later. In Sri Lanka, they will calculate from month 15th to 15th. From this month 15 to next month 15, they will calculate. They will send you a bill. They will say before 25th of this month you have to pay the bill. They will give the 10 days grace period. Okay, 25th of every month we have to pay our light bill, electricity bill. Mashallah, 25th you have to pay 4,000 rupees. You have that money in your hand. You have that money. With the reason, there's no reason. Without any reason. Sometimes careless. Sometimes you didn't take that as a serious issue. You didn't pay that money. But that 4,000 rupees rotating on your wealth, on your capital. Now you think, brother, the income generated by that 4,000 rupees belong to whom? Belong to whom? Then how you can calculate that? To whom you can pay that? Because that 4,000 rupees from the 25th of every month is not belong to you. Does belong to? Tell you? Someone else. That was the famous hadith. Very famous hadith. The Riyadh al-Salihin. Imam Bukhari, Imam Muslim narrating that hadith. The three people enter into the cave. Three people enter into the cave. We know that hadith? Three people enter into the cave. But the big stone fell down, blocked the entrance. They tried to themselves to remove. Impossible. There is no any way to communicate with any other one rather than the Allah. There's no one to help rather than Allah. Then they decide, we will pray. We will ask Almighty Allah. I want to say some point here, small point. Brothers, if something happened to me like that, me or you, please think how we will pray. We will say, if Allah release me from this junction or this calamity, I will do this, that, this. He will make an intention to do this one or build a masjid or give the money to this. I will do that intention. He will talk about the future. He will talk about the, tell you, future. When we are in a hospital ICU, people will say, I have this intention, I will do that, this, ever. MashaAllah. People have so many intention when they have the bad time. These three people never say like that anything. I will do that, this, that, no. The three people ask Allah, they have something they did earlier. Nobody know about that. They only know. Understand what I'm saying? Huh?
Understand.
We have some money in a reserve account, untouched. any big calamity, any big problem came, we will use that. That is, we are not touching even the business. This is an emergency fund, reserve fund. Every country will say we have a reserve, this much of amount. My dear respected brothers and sisters, me and you had to come for the junction point. We must have some amal in reserves. We must have some amal in reserve. Keep that as this is a reserve. This is a sealed, untouched. Only Almighty know about this amal. Nobody know. Nobody know. Keep it in the reserve. Lock it. Nobody know. Most of the time, we are talking about the something we will do later. There are so many people came out from this calamity, but they never filled their oaths, their nazar. They didn't get the opportunity to fulfill that also. These three people saying, okay, we have a something we did earlier. We kept in the reserve. The second one person raised the hand. The first person raised the hand. He asked dua, but he did for his parents. Subhanallah. He never said, I fulfill 50 Hajj. I fulfill 35 years Ramzan. He never said, I paid my zakat. First person's dua was a very simple dua. But he said, what he said?
To the mother.
He said, there was my wife, there was my kids, there was my parents. I look after them first, before my wife and my kids. This is a very simple theory, brother. But who can practice this? My kids are admitted in the hospital. My parents are admitted in the hospital same day, same way. Where we had to be? Where we had to be? Where we are. My wife is in hospital, my parents in the hospital, where we had to be. That person saying that this happened to me. This is I did. I gave the priority to my parents because of the love on you only. Please help me. This is a very simple to talk, dear. We can understand easily, but practicing is very hard. Very hard. When we are reciting this hadith, reading this hadith, how we can say about the senior citizen home, elders home, children's out of the country, parents are in elders home alonely. Some brothers are saying, I don't have any communication with my parents. They are disturbing my life. I'm very scared when they are calling me. They are calling only for asking something. Who's saying? Kids are saying. Look after in the parents. I know, brothers, sisters, my dear brothers, I know that this is easy to talk to me. I can deliver this speech on this regard. But practicing, very hard, because Jannah is not easy. Jannah is a very hard way. أَفَحَسِبْتَمْ أَن تَدْخُلُوا الْجَنَّةَ وَلَمَّا يَأْتِكُمْ مَثَلُ الَّذِينَ خَلَوْا مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ Would you think to get the Jannah very easily? Jannah cannot get easily, brother. You have to fight with your heart. You have to fight with your emotions. You have to fight with your intelligence. Quran teaching us. There is a scholar, ask him, what is Allah said in the Holy Quran about the parents? This is not a today topics. وَقَضَى رَبُّكَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا إِمَّا يَبْلُغَنَّ عِندَكَ الْكِبَرَ أَحَدُهُمَا أَوْ كِلَاهُمَا فَلَا تَقُل لَهُمَا أُفٍّ وَلَا تَنْهَرْهُمَا. We are very close with our parents when we are 20. When we are 20, our parents are in a 45. Dealing with the 45 years father is a very low for the 25 years son. Understand what I'm saying? For the 20 years son, dealing with the 45 years father is a very easy, because both are understanding each other's language, emotions, feelings. Allah saying, when your parents have become a kibar, 70. When they are in a 70, you are in a 45. There's a generation gap. Understanding each other is a very hard. Reading parents' mindset is a very hard. For the parents, they have a lack to read the mindset of the kids. وَمَنْ نُعَمِّرْهُ نُنَكِّسُهُ فِي الْخَلْقِ. Subhanallah. When we are 10 years, we are very obedient to our parents. When we are 20, we have an understanding about our parents. When we are 30, we are respectful of our parents. My dear respected brothers, when we are 40, 45, our parents are on the age of 70 or 60. On that time, reading, dealing with them is a very hard. Allah saying in the Holy Quran, إِمَّا يَبُلُغَنَّ إِنْدَكَ الْكِبَرَ أحدهما أو كلاهما فلا تكن لهما أف ولا تنهرهما وقل لهما قولا كريما واحفظ لهما جناح الذل من الرحمة وقل رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. This is a five point. Allah said in the Holy Quran. 5 point. 5 point. ولا تكن لهما أف ولا تنهرهما وَقُلْ لَهُمَا قَوْلًا كَرِيمًا وَاحْفِظْ لَهُمَا جَنَاحَ الذُّلِّ مِنَ الرَّحْمَةِ وَقُلْ رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. This is the first dua. Second person dua was a very, very interesting dua. He raised his hand. He said, "Oh Allah, an employee was working with me. An employee was working for me in my job, in my business. He went away from my custody. He didn't take a salary also. 1 month salary or 2 months salary or 3 months salary. Certain amount of salary was under my custody. He went. This money not belong to me. I cannot keep that money put in the envelope and keep it away. That's also not Islamically not allowed. That's also holding the money. You cannot keep the money as it is. Money had to be in a rotation, circulation. Money cannot be held somewhere else. He's saying, I didn't keep the money, but I cannot keep that my money on that my business, because the accountability is very hard. Because my wealth is a very big wealth. How can I take the measurement of accounts for the 20 small amount? He's saying, I took my money, I brought 2-3 goats and left. MashaAllah. 3 become a 30, 30 become a 300. It was a huge numbers. Numbers big. I hired some shoppers to take care of this. That's going to become separate entity. But this is not my property. This is my labor who was doing the labor, working for me. I have a trust. I believe he will come one day to take his salary. He came and asked, give me my salary. I work for you from this date to this date. Okay, this all you are take it. This is the Islam we had to show in our business, brother. This is the Islam we had to show for our Japanese brothers in our dealings. He asked, are you playing with me? I asked my salary. You are saying this all belong to me? Atastahzi'u bi? Atastahzi'u bi? No, brother, I'm not playing with you. This all belong to you. Oh Allah, I told him. He took everything and went. Say Jazakallah khair, that's all. I did this only for you. Please help me. My dear respected brothers and elders, Islam is not as we are practicing inside the masjid, that's the worship, that's the ibadah. That's in between me and my Almighty Allah. Does Allah only know about that? But our dealings, haram, halal, area is a very vast area. I want to add something for sisters. I want to say something about to sisters also. My dear sisters, in Saudi Arabia, there was a scholar, very known scholar. His name is Mufti bin Baz, rahmatullah alayhi. Mufti bin Baz, rahmatullah alayhi. He lost his visionary power, visionary eye power, when he was 18 years old. In 18 years, when he was a university student, he lost his two eye power. He cannot see blame. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the memory power. Very smart. He became the president of the Mufti Council of the Saudi Arabia. He was Darul Iftas Mufti. His judgment only, fatwa only, approved fatwa by the Supreme Court of the Saudi Arabia. Allah blessed him with that's stated. He was a very popular scholar in Saudi Arabia. One day, a sister came to Darul Ifta. Mufti bin Baz rahmatullah alayhi was seated there. She asking fatwa. She asking a fatwa. What is a fatwa? She is saying, I am a very poor family lady. My parents are very poor background, our parents' family background. I have 4 kids. I married about 9-10 years ago. After some time, I got to know our source of income is not lawful. My husband is dealing with some unlawful dealing. Some kind of unlawful income he is generating. I got to know. From that day, I am communicating my husband. I am demanding him. I cried in front of him. Please don't do this. 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 This is haram. This is haram. This is haram. Whatever the possible way I can convey the message, I convey the message to my husband. After certain time, now he warning me. He was saying, if you after today, from today, if you speak anything regarding my source of income, you are talaq. It's called in Arabic, at-talaqul mu'allaq. He said, if you speak anything about my source of income, you are divorcee. You have to go in a divorce. You accept my divorce, you go home. She said, what I do? Last couple of years, I was talking with my husband about the source of income is haram. I cried, I pleased, whatever the way I can convey the message, I convey the message to him. But he's refusing. Finally, he warning me, if you speak about my income, you are divorced. According to my knowledge, if I speak that, automatically divorce going to be take place. This is an Islamic law. If husband say, if you go out of the home without my knowledge, you are going to divorce. If that lady went out of home without informing the husband, what shall I do? This is my life and my hereafter. There are my 4 kids. My parents are very poor. I don't have anyone to take care of my life. If my husband said divorce, what is the source of income for me? The sister asking from Mufti bin Baz rahmatullahi alayhi. Mufti bin Baz, in the 18 years, he lost his eye power. He was saying for that lady, the sister, Ya ukhti, usiki, wa ansahiki. Subhanallah. Oh my sister, my humble advice to you, my strong wasiyah for you, don't wait till give him to you divorce. You go and ask a divorce from him. Then the entire Majma was surprised. Don't wait for the divorce. Go and take the divorce. Then he said, beautifully he said, in the Holy Quran, there is no surah, Suratul Nikah. There is a surah, Suratul Talaq in Holy Quran. There's a surah, Suratul Talaq. In that Suratul Talaq, small surah, 13 verses, in that 13 verses in 5 ayah, Allah talking about the talaq, hukmut talaq, ahkamut talaq, the law of the talaq. On that 5 surah, in the 5 places, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying, وَمَن يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا وَمَن يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ وَمَن يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يُعْظِمْ لَهُ أَجْرًا وَمَن يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مِنْ أَمْرِهِ يُسْرًا قَدْ جَعَلَ اللَّهُ لِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدْرًا. Subhanallah. Allah saying, وَمَن يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. If you have a fear of Almighty Allah, He will create a pathway for you. If you trust in Almighty Allah, Allah will never drop you. Your husband can be drop you. وَمَن يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ, Allah is enough for you. If you are trusting on Almighty Allah, Allah is not enough for you. Sisters, please consider. Please consider, sisters. We don't need to eat haram. My husband is feeding me, I don't know anything. No, you cannot say like that. Our source of income had to be halal. That is not only the husband's responsibility, that's responsibility of the who? Wife also. My husband's income, how? How he generating the income? In a lawful way or haram way? When his father passed away, property of inheritance distributions according to the Sharia or not? Allama ibn Jawzi rahmatullah is saying, nicely saying, that those days, women, how they are smart in Islamic knowledge. How they are smart in Islamic knowledge. Allama ibn Jawzi saying in his one of the famous book, a lady, a sister, preparing the meal for lunch. Preparing the meal for lunch. There's a rice and meats, everything is cooking. While she preparing the meal, she got a news, husband passed away. Husband? My dear sisters, what she did, you know. First of all, farafa'at yadayha. She took the hand from the meals, from the preparation of the food. She preparing the food for her. But husband's property, husband's own items. Farafa'at yadayha. She took her to hand. She was saying, Fasarat laha shuraka. This is not belong to only for me. Now there is an inheritance that came inside the property. This is the knowledge of those days women. Islam had to learn. Islam is a very beautiful religion. She was preparing the meal. The message came, husband passed away. First of all, she take a hand. This not belong to me. Now I cannot eat this. This is a property of what? Inheritance. There's a portion for my mother-in-law. There's a portion my father-in-law. There's a portion my own sister, my daughter and my sons. Haram, lawful. This is a vast area, brothers. My humble advice. MashaAllah, we have a nice masjid. We have a plenty of time here. Because if we are in our back home, every day we have a sapad, we have a walima, or janaza house, or visitings. We are occupied with so many engagement. MashaAllah, here we don't have that much of engagement with the family, with the work. We have a very limited people. If you can take this opportunity as opportunity, come to the masjid. Nice imams here, mashallah. Beautiful masjid, nicely built. There's a new central is coming. We had to utilize this. Especially, I'm saying one more thing. The brothers, don't be here as a musafir, traveler. I inquired some people, they are saying I'm 25 years in Japan. Just 25 years you can be a musafir. Try to get a Japanese passport, citizens. Establish here. Live here. Buy the property here. Establish. Majority of the Sri Lankans, I don't know about other people. They have a big properties in Sri Lanka. They are living here, the rented house. They are living 25 years here. How many years? 25 years. Small house. That's also rented house sometime. That's also sometime rented house. Life is given to live, brother. Life is not given to buy the properties. Our understanding we must have a bank balance, we have a property, we have this thing. No, live here, brother. Nice to live, mashallah. Build the house, buy the property, give these kids Japanese nationality. 25 years you can be musafir here. How Islam came to this country? How we are Muslim in Sri Lanka? No any Jamaat came. This whole Jamaat is 100 years old. Tabligh Jamaat, Tawheed Jamaat, Jamaat Islami, there's one of the movement. Every movement is what is the age? Less than 100 years. Before that, how Indonesia became a Muslim? How Malaysia became Muslim? How Sri Lanka, 10% of the Muslims? No any Jamaat, there's no any foundations. There's no any network. Rather than they came as a Muslim or the businessman. They came for the work. They established there. They show their loyalty for the country. Here, I'm traveling last 3 days. I meet so many people. Whenever coming here, every time I'm getting some kind of information, bad information. Yesterday, I met some brothers, 20, 22 years, young boys. They complained to me, Mufti Sahib, we don't have any nationality. We are not a Sri Lankan, we are not a Japanese. Because I don't know from Sri Lanka anything. I born here. My book is which book? Sri Lankan book. Living where? Japan. When I am going to Japan, Sri Lanka, they are asking when you came, when you are going. I am here saying I'm a foreigner. Then what is my country? If a son, if a child, if that child not carrying any nationality, any identity, what is going to be his future? Think about them, brother. Think about them. Pakistan your country, but Pakistan is not your son's country because his son is born here. We have to think. MashaAllah. Almighty Allah bless reward Nazir Haji. He established here zakah halal. Before 25 years, before 10 years, how people are struggling for the halal. How many schools? How many masjid? When I was in a madrasa in 1985 or 86, in our hand, we wrote a fatwa. Going to Japan for the work is haram. When? 1986. Going to Japan for work is why? There's no Jummah here. Only 2 masjid. One is where? Kobe. One is in the Saudi embassy. That is their opening on their opening. Then one person came, Brother Sadiq. He's living now South Africa. He's in America. He asked a fatwa another way. Okay, we will go. We will establish the Jummah there. Okay, we know there's no masjid. Understood? Okay, give us a permission. We will go. We will establish a masjid. Not masjid. We will pray Jummah there. He was very adamant. He was a visa is a stamp digital passport. He came to my madrasa. I was in madrasa as a student, as a final year student. Then he asked me, Mufti Sahib, can you write a khutbah, Arabic khutbah for me? For the 3 minutes khutbah. 3 minutes khutbah. MashaAllah, Arabic khutbah. This is a 5 farz. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah Muhammad ibn Abdullah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. Ittaqullah. Usikum wa iyaya binasbi taqwallah. Allahumma aghfir lil muslimat. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. خطبة, small khutbah. MashaAllah. Now, how many masjid? How many madrasa? How many families? But everything established. But how many Japanese Muslim? My humble advice, brother. Without sacrifice, you cannot get anything. If Islam want to be here, if Muslim want to be live here, you claim your identity here, establish here, be a good Muslim, good citizens, good citizen. Slowly establish everything. Don't violate the law of the country. Be respectful for this country. This country had to say, MashaAllah, this country's Muslims are legally, they are fulfilling the requirement of the country. 100% taxpayers. 100% taxpayers Muslims. This had to be within the 10 years time. Within the 10 years time, we had to target at least 2 Sri Lankan, 2 Indians, 2 Pakistani had to be in the parliament of Japan. We must have some dream, brother. We must have some dream. Without a dream, you cannot live. I'm going to finish. Every prayers, after prayers, we are saying the dua, no? What's the dua? Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-ajzi. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-ajzi. What is the meaning of that? What's the meaning? Ajiz meaning what? Inability. Ajiz meaning what? Inability. We don't have an ability to do. Inability. Second thing, kasal, laziness. Very lazy. What is the inability meaning? The Muslim Ummah's inability level came. Muslim Ummah is now struggling to dream also. Muslim Ummah struggling to dream also. We lost our everything. If anyone say, Muslim had to be like this, that is our inability, brother. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-ajzi wal kasal. Ajiz came for that level, this level. Huh? Even though we are not ready to dream. My dear respected brothers and elders, we never thought when I came first time here, this much of crowd on a working day, in a short notice, people will gather, people will listen to us, people will, mashallah, they are going to be ladies will come to the masjid, kids are going to masjid. When we established this masjid, we never thought that. Mashallah, this is a dream of ours. This is a dream. This group had to be in the masjid, not on the invitation. You all had to come to ask the management, we need everyday class. We have plenty of time. We have to use this masjid. I had to learn. We need some kind of class for our source of how it had to be a lawful life. Subhanallah. What had to be a contribute for this Japan. How we had to manage the good relationship with the neighbors. Islam talk about the neighborhood. Islam talk about the 3 kind of neighbors. One is a neighbor next to you. That's the permanent neighbor. What neighbor? Permanent. There is some neighbors, temporary neighbors. You are traveling from here to Osaka on a Shinkansen train. Somebody has seated next to you. He is the temporary neighbor. وَالصَّاحِبِ بِالْجَنْبِ. وَالصَّاحِبِ بِالْجَنْبِ. There is some neighbors next to you. They are not on your faith. They are غير Muslim. They are not a Muslim, but they have a right. You have a duty to them. Subhanallah. May Allah bless you all. Jazakumullahu khair. Please take this message. Enjoy the life. Before we die, we have to live here comfortably. Kasal meaning somberitanat, laziness. What's the meaning laziness? Laziness meaning I am struggling with something. We are expecting someone to come and help us. This is the lazy. Am I struggling with something, waiting for someone to come help me? This is what called lazy. Lazy. Be smart. Be smart, brother. I'm struggling. Okay, I can stand up. Bring the confidence to your life. Bring the confidence to your life. I am a due. I have something due, but I can pay this. I don't need anyone help. I'm never going to take a zakat. Okay, I have some due. I can take some zakat from other brothers. This is the laziness. Allahumma inni a'udhu min al-ajzi wal kasr. May Allah give us a tawfiq and understand to practice this beautiful religion in such a way this can be spread for others, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair for the opportunity. Alhamdulillah. I'm always too grateful for Almighty Allah and for this masjid management team, especially Haji Nazir and his team. MashaAllah, always inspiring us by so many ways, his wisdom and talking with Japanese sisters and brothers. MashaAllah, my message is clear for you all. Be here as a Japanese Muslim. Try to be here, settle down here, give the nationality for your kids. MashaAllah. The problem for fitna is everywhere, not only here. Fitna is everywhere. But give the nice tarbiyah. Yesterday I mentioned in a bayan one thing. Sometime if you can stand, if you can keep this pen here, there is a shadow. There is a shadow. If the pen is a straight way, the shadow going to be what? Straight. If the shadow is a pen is in a not in a shape, in a level, the shadow going to be what? Huh? If you try to strike the shadow, can you do that? Pen is not a straight. Pen is not a straight. You are trying to strike that shadow. It's possible. Possible. In the same way, brother, same way, without myself and my wife life, straight path, we never expect our kids' life going to be a straight path. If me and you and masjid management, everybody tried to straight our kids, it's like striking our shadow. Shadow never going to. Well, this is Arabic poem. This Arabic word. لا يستقيم الظل والعود والظل أعوج والعود أعوج. لا يستقيم الظل والعود أعوج. If this is not straight, the shadow never going to straight, brother. Everyone's kids, they are shadow of their life. If my life is not straight, don't expect your son's life, kid's life going to straight. Be straight first. Automatically, our kids are going to be straight. This is a simple theory. If it's a original copy in a photocopy machine, we kept is not clear. Copy never going to be clear. Be clear first. Your kids are going to be clear, inshallah. Jazakumullahu khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.